Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to give you information that is absolutely 100% life and death. And I'm begging all of you, especially parents, grandparents, siblings, you name it, of unborn and small children to listen to me very, very carefully. I have researched with in-depth analysis what's really happening in this country, but also around the world. And it is the most horrific, criminal, murderous cover-up that this planet's ever seen. There is a covert holocaust going on of secret testing on humanity. Now, everybody knows about Tuskegee and secretly shooting black people up with syphilis over 45 years. And everybody knows about secret radiation testing on kids in the U.S. and what Joseph Mengele did with the Nazis and what the Soviets did. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going on today bigger than ever, and no one is even covering it. Now, I saw an article in the LA Times today saying hundreds and hundreds of children suddenly, when they're about a year old, stop moving, or 2 years old stop walking, and then they stop breathing, and then some die, and we don't know what's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, I saw this done 10 years ago in Pakistan and in other areas of Central Asia, where they would go and give polio vaccine. It would actually cause polio, and then they would announce that they didn't know why everybody was getting paralyzed. Then other aid groups would go and test and find out they were getting polio from the shots. Just Google it. We can put it on screen. Children got by the tens of thousands polio from the shot. Now, if you look at here in the United States, it's a combo of things. But if you read the flu shot insert or the tetanus shot insert or any of the major inserts, it says causes Guillain-Barré's and other neurological disorders, which are your hands, your feet becoming numb, then you can't walk, then you become paralyzed. In some cases you die, but not generally. They're not telling people there's treatments for Guillain-Barré. These doctors know. Now listen, Rob Dew about 2 years ago interviewed some of the nurses that contacted us. And they told us how in the preemie wards, they're ordered to give the preemies vaccines, which never started happening until 5 years ago. And they all get them ready to put them on respirators because they follow the orders and give them the shot. And then they stop breathing and prepare to die. We'll link to that interview here. That's what's so crazy, is that they know. Until 5 years ago, you never gave a pregnant woman a vaccine. I was talking to a pregnant lady today, and I said, have they asked you to get vaccines yet? She goes, yeah, they keep telling me pregnant women need more. And I go, did you know until 5 years ago, they said never give it to pregnant women? She goes, I know. And her husband's like, absolutely, we'll never do that. Ladies and gentlemen, they are practicing getting doctors and nurses and everyone to go along with this entire program when the insert says vaccines cause Guillain-Barré's, especially in children. They're testing to see how many children they can give neurological disorders and see if the nurses and doctors in public don't notice. They're testing soft kill on the public to see if they can manage massive numbers of dead and dying and maimed children. Again, the doctors and nurses aren't even involved. They're command and controlled, told from the top down, and this is a huge test to see what they can get away with. We've gone from 1 in 30,000 with autism 36 years ago. Now, in the year 2016, 1 in 58 American children has autism. In South Korea, it's like something like 1 in 30. Look it up. In fact, the numbers are getting worse. This is assaulting us. It's causing autoimmune releases in the brain, swelling on the brain, and in the young, it's causing them to be paralyzed. Guillain-Barré is only one of the problems on the insert, but they go to the doctors and they're not allowed to say it now. They're told by the hospitals. So they go, we don't know why, we don't know why. But inside the hospitals, the doctors have reached out to us, the nurses have as well. They know it's the vaccines. They know it's an autoimmune response because they've gone from like 15 vaccines they wanted to give them 20 years ago to 40, 50, 60. Now they want to do 100 by 2020. They're talking about people getting thousands of vaccines by 2025. And then as people die and become brain damaged, they play dumb and go, we don't know why. Ladies and gentlemen, Japan has banned giving vaccines until 18 months. Other countries have banned Gardasil that's been killing little girls around the world. Don't believe me, this is life and death. If you care about your kids, look into it and find out for yourself. They know the mystery, they know why, and the doctors and nurses are telling us they're ordered not to tell the people. I'm here on Saturday night desperately warning you. I'm doing it because I care and it upsets me and I know the truth of what's happening. And they're trying to play dumb and set the stage to see what they can do, how bad it can get to where half of us have got cancer, the other half have got autism. This is the culling of the population. Did you know the vaccine makers are giving liability protection since the 80s. Multi-billion dollars is in a secret fund. The fund's admitted, but what happens is secret, and they pay it out to those that can prove they were damaged. They keep the whole thing quiet. This is social control. This is social control. It's a fact, and I know it's horrific. But remember the history of secret testing. It's a fact. They know what's doing it. They know about the neurological disorders. In the name of God, for the children, don't be lazy. Every day, the top Google searches, we search them, are football teams and basketball teams and baseball. And the men aren't men anymore. That's why they don't stand up for the children. But I am a man standing up and pointing out that you must look at the evidence. We know why. A lot of you will laugh. You will take the vaccines and you will become disabled or you will die.